Hey everyone, it's Victor here, and I did not expect to ever make this video. This is like a weird twist of fate, a kind of cruel serendipity. And if you want to know the full story as to why I have this palette, then keep on watching. If you don't, skip to this time if you just want to see me play with makeup. It's your choice. So, as some of you may know, if you follow me quite closely, on my last video and you read the descriptions, I was due to have my top surgery on the 25th of February, and when I got there, they cancelled it on the day, and it was, honestly, truly heartbreaking. It was one of the hardest things I've actually had to go through. And so basically, we were kind of stuck in Manchester, but I guess this weird limbo week we had was an opportunity to explore it a little bit more. And there was one moment, we were walking through the Arndale, and Dan said to me, "Oh, I'd really like to go into Morphe downstairs." And I just looked at him and I was like, "Morphe? There's a Morphe in Manchester." For those of you that don't know, Morphe is like a massive makeup kind of empire that's mostly based in the US. I actually didn't know they had UK stores, but that shows that maybe I should have done more research into it. There's not that many in the UK, basically, and there's definitely none in Scotland, but there is one in Manchester. And as some of you may know, actually probably all of you if you're watching this video, because that's why you clicked on it, I guess, Jeffree Star brought out a new palette called Bloodlust, and Morphe stock all of Jeffree's products. So, I had never seen Jeffree Star makeup in the flesh before, which sounds so sad, but it's been a dream of mine to just like swatch Jeffree Star makeup and use it and maybe own a palette one day. I'd never owned one of Jeffree's palettes before, ever. Because they are expensive, but they're expensive for a reason, because they're very good quality. So we were wandering around there and we were looking at the Morphe Jeffree Star collaboration palette, which is the Artistry palette, which is beautiful. We were looking at that and we thought, oh, that might be the only thing they've got in stock at the moment. And we're just kind of, like admiring it because it's very pretty, and they've got all the brushes as well. And then we turn the corner and there's Blue Blood, which is an all blue palette that Jeffree made. And then we turn the other corner and I outwardly like scream, because there is Bloodlust, which was literally only released like a couple of days before we left for Manchester. It was very, very recent. I was in shock. And even though it had been such a traumatic time, this gave me a little bit of a boost, a little bit of joy, because it was something I was not expecting to see. And I took a selfie and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe this is actually here in person. And I was having a bit of a fanboy moment. And I just swatched all the colors on my hand, and it was just such a happy moment for me. And then we saw that all of Jeffree's liquid lips were next to that, all the ones that he'd had before. And it was just so overwhelming for me. It made me so happy. But buying a palette was not something I was willing to allow myself to do. I had spent a lot of money coming down to get this surgery, and I knew I'd have to spend the same money again to go down again to actually get my surgery. It's insane. We actually left that day, and I hadn't got the palette. And I didn't expect to get the palette. But we went back a couple of days later with my boyfriend Teddy, because he hadn't seen the Morphe store in Manchester either, even though he lives locally. So we went in, and Teddy, bless him, went up to the stand of Bloodlust, and he said to me, "Do you want one?" And I didn't know what to say, because when people give me gifts or they offer me gifts, I automatically just go, no, you can't do that. And I don't know if that's a British thing or just a polite thing or whatever, but I was just like, no, you can't do that. It's a lot of money. But he insisted, and he got me one. I have it here in its beautiful bag. It's beautiful Morphe bag, which is like one of those like luxury bags you get. Like I've never had anything in such a gorgeous shopping bag, and that sounds so stupid. The one sad thing was, when we looked at the palettes on the shelf, they were all kind of dog-eared and beaten up because they'd obviously been on display for a while. We thought, well, maybe they just don't have very many left, and there was only 2 on the shelf. So Teddy grabbed this one, which was actually the better of the 2. The other one was really ripped. And as soon as he took it to the counter and bought it, they then refreshed the shelves with lovely new boxes that did not have dog-eared edges. And we were just like, oh, it's a marketing strategy. They're just trying to make it look like they're going to be sold out so that you grab them and buy them, and there was lovely fresh boxes that we could have had, but it's fine because it's just a cardboard box and it's immaculate inside, so... Oh wait, oh, I forgot that I took that out. Ignore that, that's meant to be, I have actually swatched them a little bit. You can't notice it. So that is usually, it's like a little bit of plastic that's usually over the eyeshadows, but let's just pretend that that wasn't there. So let's go again. Ba-ba-da-ba. Look how gorgeous it is. It's like crushed velvet in there. It's just, yeah, but it's just the cardboard box. It's fine. It's not the end of the world. If the palette was broken, that would be a different story. So here it is. Look at that color. I love it so much. And you've got all the details in the back here, which are kind of printed in a kind of like a gummy, like rubber. But it's like, it's just, if you like the feel of velvet, there's some people I know that hate the feel of velvet, but I absolutely love that. It's so luxurious. Kind of jewelry box opening here, and here are the colors. And I know a lot of people have complained saying that they're mostly like pink, like where's the purple? And I understand that because there are a lot of pinks, but I also think that there's a lot of different schools of thought of what purple is. I know a lot of people come to me with a color and like, this is green and I see it as blue, or this is purple and I see it as pink. So it could also be that people's eyes are different. That sounds so weird. But I honestly think that people see colors differently. That's definitely a thing. Now, I'm not going to do the same kind of makeup that a lot of people do. I'm not going to do just like an eye look or whatever. I wanted to do a bit more of a kind of like vampy horror SFX type thing with these colors, because I like doing things like that. So I think I'm going to do a kind of purpley, I'm definitely using that red, that's for sure, because I love me a red. Like gashes and scars, and obviously I'll do a bit around the eyes as well, but I just want to kind of utilize these colors in a kind of SFX style. It may go horribly wrong, who knows? But that's what we're gonna do today, so I'm very excited about it. I love how big this mirror is as well. You can see my setup there, there's a little Osmo, and you can see an infinity image of me, which is horrifying. One is enough. Actually, one is too many. So that's gonna be great, because I won't actually need to, I was gonna hold my usual mirror, but I forgot that there's a mirror inside of the actual palette. So, do you know what's annoying? My one fine like liner brush has just disappeared. Where is he? Actually, is he inside? If I can get him, oh, he's inside. I can pull him out. Not all is lost. So now this video is turning into a very quick DIY fix your makeup brushes. So I've actually had to take it apart because this keeps falling back. Oh, it's not doing it now, but it was. And I'm heating up my glue gun currently so that I can put some glue down here and then squish this back down inside so that it won't move again. It is kind of fixed now. You can see like a little bit where the glue's like leaked through, but it basically means that I can use this brush again. Let's continue with the makeup video now. Also, before we get started, I'm not a makeup artist. I actually don't really know much about how you should apply makeup properly, so don't come at me in the comments. The first one I'm so tempted to use just because I love it. I know it's not purple, but I want to use Vile Serpent. I think I'm gonna actually do a little fade around the corners of my eyes first, just because I want to see like what base I'm gonna go for before I do any kind of like major scar lines. I think I'm gonna do one down the middle of my eye, and then possibly one across my mouth. I don't know. I'm just gonna put a bit of Vile Serpent here, I think. I look insane. It's going well. I am now gonna blend using the only Jeffree Star brush I will ever afford or have, which is this beautiful blending brush, which is the JS12. I've never said the name of a brush before, and I feel like really pretentious, so I'm not gonna do that again. But this is the only brush I have, so I won't be doing it again. So I'm just gonna blend this out a little bit. Okay, so we've got our greeny, tealy boy. I'm actually using this mirror just because it's a bit lighter. The palette is quite heavy, which obviously, you know, is because it's quality. It's made of quality materials, but it's not so good to hold and do your makeup, I have to say. I think what I want to put on next is Blood Queen, which is like probably the most purpley purple. It's weird, like in person it looks much more purple. On the camera it does look kind of hot pink. Wow, oh my god. That's so stunning. I actually love how that looks with that green. I keep looking at the monitor, which I know is a terrible habit, and I get really annoyed when other people look at the monitor, but I can't help it because these colors are stunning. Once again, I forgot to prime my eyes, but like, when am I ever going to remember to do that? Maybe, I think I'm going to go with Vivid Mood. Yeah, I nearly said hiking there, but I just changed my mind. So Vivid Mood is kind of like lilac. Let's try that. Oh my god, I'm loading this brush. I probably should not have done that. Like, no fallout though, which is very interesting. Okay. So there's under the eyes. I think that really fits all those colors really well. Now, I'm wondering what to do next. I do want to start on the SFX stuff, but I think I do need a bit more light and shade around my eyes. I want to use Executioner so badly. And I think I might pad that in the corners here because, oh, it's so stunning. I mean, look at how it shimmers. Look at it. It's just beautiful. Wow. It just looks like my eyelashes are huge, which is a mood. I'm running out of brushes. There is this one, which is rubbish, but we might have to go with this. Now what I'm gonna start to do is the scars. So I'm gonna do a scarf going down here on either side of my eye. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take Bleeding Heart, which I realize I'm terrible at picking up the palette and showing you. And I know that's a bit of a risk because it's red and I've done green and... Oh, did I just dab something? Okay, we good. We're back. We're fine. So let's get Bleeding Heart, which is this gorgeous red. You know, like when you get a scar and it kind of like swells around it? That's kind of what we're gonna do here. Is this a mistake? I'm looking at that and I'm looking at that. Maybe we should do the scars in purple. What if we take Dungeon, which is like a deep, like, mauve, and we use that as the kind of like line, the darkest like point of the scar, and then we can then blend around it and put purples around it. Okay, I think we're gonna do that instead. So my camera stopped recording and I don't know where it stopped recording, but basically I took High King and I kind of put that around the scar so it looks a bit more like swollen, like sore. And then this happened. This happened. Great. This is the only fine brush I have. Never mind, you know what? I'm just gonna put a nice big black liner line, which is the liner Pinsel from Bourjois Paris. Again, it's one of my worst things is not being able to pronounce that, but you already know that if you watch my channel. So I'm gonna put a liner line through this scar. Okay, so that's our first scar. Our second scar could be a lip one. I always like doing lip scars. My hand is covered in red. Yeah, let's do a lip scar. So let's do the same thing as we did, but obviously not with the brush that's now broken. We're gonna have to do it with... I have no idea how I'm gonna do this now. Very carefully with the edge of another brush, I guess. So basically it kind of looks like it's swelling. Kind of idea I was going for. And this isn't your usual beauty look. I wanted to do something a bit macabre, so that's what we're going for. Before I do the liner, let's actually put a pigment on my lips. So this is a NYX Cosmetics liquid lip in the color Transylvania. And it's basically a kind of purpley, like plum. And it smells so good. Love it. It actually turned out more reddy, pinky than I was expecting, but I don't think it looks terrible. What I might do is... I feel like, how much makeup can I add to my face before I look absolutely ridiculous? I might actually use Bleeding Heart, but I'm going to use Bleeding Heart to contour, because I love contouring with red. I don't know what it is, but I love contouring with red. So we're going to use No, we're not going to use that. We're going to use my contour brush, which I don't actually have with me right now. This brush, which I use for... Again, most of my brushes I have are So Eco brushes, and they've lasted me all right, apart from him. But I don't know what his problem is. This is actually covered in stuff, and I haven't cleaned it, and I'm disgusting. Actually, before I do that, I should liner the scar, because it looks a bit weird without the liner. Nice, that looks more like a scar now. Okay, also what we're gonna do is, which I forgot about, we're gonna take this Revolution liquid lip, which is in the color Nightmare, which is literally just black, and we're gonna put that in the center of our lips. Could look worse. Okay, so what are we doing now? What are we doing now? What are we doing? Contouring, yes. Contouring with Bleeding Heart. Because I'm mad. Okay, so first things first, nose. Because I just want to see what this looks like against these colors. Wow, I look so alien, but I'm actually living for it. So, my camera died while I was very involved in contouring. I've done a kind of contouring like on my collarbone and everywhere. It's all over my face, basically. So that's what I did when the camera died. I also added some liner because I couldn't be bothered to wait for it to charge. It's actually still plugged into the plug right now because I'm like, work, please. I put some liner on, which you can see, maybe, and some mascara. I was going to say eyelash something, but no, that's not what it's called. Mascara. So that's what you missed, basically. Now, what I'm going to do is place a little bit of Sworn Enemy, which is this gold one here, and I'm going to put that right in the center of my lids, just because I think I need that kind of like gold, like, oh, I can't wait to put it on my eyelids. So I'm going to do that right there and there. Let's see how it looks. It feels so creamy, although I'm sad because the star's already gone away just pressing it once. Yeah, look at that. It's all crushed now. It's all sad and crushed. Okay, here we go. Ooh. That's such a beautiful old gold. Whoa, I love the way that shimmers. Now I kind of want to put some Sworn Enemy on my lips. I don't know if that's a bit mad. I absolutely love that. I also put my hair down, which I don't know if it's a mistake or not, if I should have left it up. I think I'm going to leave it down for now. I feel like I'm just trying to use every single color on this palette at this point, but I do want to do a little bit of highlight, a little bit of shimmer, because there's some gorgeous shimmers here, and I can't just let those slide. I know that Wet Jewel is meant to be a really beautiful highlight, but I think it's a bit too pink for this look, maybe? Let's see what Beauty Sleep looks like on my hand. It's very, very faint. Oh, that might work. Okay, let's go with Beauty Sleep then. It's this one. Ooh. I think I'm going to fill in my brows a little more harshly, just because I like a harsh brow, me. Okay, I kind of think we might be done, other than, of course, the pièce de résistance, my fangs, because I can't really do a makeup look without putting my fangs in, I've realised. And there's the fangs in, so I feel complete now. I never really feel myself without these, to be honest. And that's the completed look, basically. I do want to make more looks with this. I feel like this is a more surreal, like vampy vibe one, but there's so many colors you could go for. There's so many looks you could do with this. And the pigments are gorgeous. They're absolutely insanely beautiful. I think Sworn Enemy is one of the most beautiful kind of old golds I've seen ever. And of course, Bleeding Heart is gorgeous, and I know I've used it in a bit of a strange way, and it's kind of got an interesting color because I've used it to contour, but that's purely just because that's kind of like my style of makeup I like to do. I wish I could wear this outside in public, but I don't think I have that confidence quite yet, but we might get there. I love contouring with red. It's something about it that just sort of like makes you look kind of sickly and alien-y, and I really like that. And the scars I'm proud of too. I'm not a special effects makeup artist. I'm not a makeup artist at all. I do this for fun, like I've said before. But yeah, what a baby. What a beautiful baby. I'm so happy I actually own a Jeffree Star palette. I'm so happy with it. It's gorgeous. But yeah, it feels good to get back in the saddle, so to speak, and actually do some videos that I can have fun doing. My mental health's been bad, as you know, if you listen to the story at the beginning of this video, and if you've been keeping up to date with me. But things are going to get better, and I'm excited for more creativity and to do more makeup in this coming year, and just to live life and live it in a more fulfilling way and keep being inspired. I'm always inspired by Jeffree, so thank you, Jeffree. You're the best. I hope you like this look, and let me know what you think in the comments, as long as it's not too cruel. But for now, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you very soon.